Welcome back to Specialty Food Association's Winter Fancy Food Show. We're live here at Moscone Center in San Francisco. With me, I've got Dr. Pasi Vainikka. Is that right?
That's correct.
Close? Okay. And what's interesting about what Dr. Vainikka is doing is we've talked a lot about foods from plants. We've talked about foods and soil and water, but we're going to talk about food from air.
That's right.
Okay, and you're developing foods that are going to go on space shuttles to
For
Mars
example.
and so on. So tell me about your company and what you're doing.
Yeah, so our view is that if we want to make a fundamentally more efficient, better, environmentally friendly food system, we would need to disconnect from land use. And
That's
is what
because
our...
of the environmental issue?
Exactly.
Okay.
So land use effects and all what comes with it. And of course meat production and its emissions is a subject of itself. And our technology can make that disconnection in a very strategic way, and that's where we start from.
So talk to me about the kind of foods that you can create and how you create them.
Yeah, this is a single cell protein. So what we do is that we screen naturally occurring organisms from the nature.
Such as?
Well, there are a huge variety. Actually, most of the variety of life is in different kinds of let's say small life, including bacteria. And these microorganisms are capable of using hydrogen as an energy source and CO2 as a source of carbon. So technically, what you do is that many know how beer and wine is made.
Right.
So basically, you have a sugars liquid. There you have the source of energy and carbon. Then you put in yeast that can use that sugar as a source of energy and carbon and generate alcohol. Instead of that, we have microorganisms in a liquid that can use as a source of energy small bubbles of hydrogen and carbon dioxide as a source of carbon, and that's where the disconnection from land use happens. And what you end up with is that you dry this liquid, you extract it from the reactor, and basically you have very fine powder like wheat flour, similar, and neutral in taste. So that's what you have, you essentially a powder.
So basically what you're creating is an ingredient for other foods.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
So ingredient is one. We have 3 or 4 lines that we can operate. There is something for everybody in our view, which means that it can be an ingredient in existing food product. Let's say pizza bread or bread as general, different kinds of shakes and treats and so on, cookies and so on. So making the ingredient, protein-rich ingredient there. So that's one existing known food product. The other one is that plant-based meat is one big area that is developing. So
We're
still
seeing
they
that
need
by leaps and bounds. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So still they need a protein somewhere. So you need a texture that feels like meat. That's one. But still you need to bring in calories in a sustainable way and protein as well. So we can be also ingredient there. And the third one is cultured meat. So if that would be the line to take in the future, still they need also the cocktail of sugars and amino acids where actually the cells grow, so we can provide sustainable platform for those amino acids. Then the fourth line is about GMO. It's another story.
So are there any products using this technology that are on the market today?
No.
When do you think that this technology will go to market and be available in our foods?
We think we can be on the market in a year and a half time. So it can be actually surprisingly close. But of course, it's a novel food. We need to prove it that it is food, and there are different kinds of regulations, different continents. We come from Europe, so there's one regulation there. In the US, there is another one, and Asian countries, it depends. So we need that data, but that we need to be generating in the coming year or this year anyway.
So when you come to the Fancy Food Show, and you walk around these 1,500 odd booths and hundreds of thousands of products, what are you looking for? Are you looking for other foods that can use your technology?
Yeah, actually, so what we see here is that all the foods, or most of them, could be interesting platform because it might be that for us and for all the other new foods, it might be important in terms of go-to-market strategy to make it something very familiar, like plant-based meat companies do. So it has to be like meat. So you make something that people are familiar with, and then you introduce something very sustainable into it. So that might be interesting. So existing food is kind of a platform to us. Yeah.
Have you found any food on the show floor yet that you went, wow, I love this from a taste standpoint, from a sustainability standpoint, and this needs my technology in it?
What I'm happy about is the huge variety what is available. So I'm amazed. For example, in one stand there were almost 10 different kinds of tomatoes put in a different way. I'm quite amazed at that. So each one of them are already existing product. They have existing customers who want specifically that kind of tomato sauce. So we can be part of all of them. So all this makes this diversity makes it very attractive to us.
Well, the technology sounds fabulous. Good luck.
Thank you.
I hope that next year at the Fancy Food Show, I'll actually be able to taste some of these products. Okay.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break. In fact, we're actually going to switch gears, and Paul Barron, the CEO of Foodable, is going to take over the hosting duties, and I'll see you next year, not next year, this year, in June, in the Summer Fancy Food Show in New York. Stay tuned. Now, all of these episodes that we've been doing over the past 3 years, both the 3 days, that both Paul and I have been doing, not only available on Facebook and on YouTube, but also on the Specialty Food Association's webpage. So they're going to be here for a year, so you're going to be able to go back if you missed anything, if you want to refresh your education, it's all there. Have a great show.